party people! Hello, it's Randee for Thunderhorse Descendant. Welcome to Thunderhorse Descendant channel. We are working remotely from the green room in North Dakota today. We are working on project number 8 from the Bargain Bead Box from December 2021 Bargain Bead Box. I'm like, no, yes. So we're working on that. This is the 8th project. If you've been following along, I made a plan video. If you haven't seen the plan video, I'll link it in the cards. Basically, I open the Bargain Bead Box, I look at everything, I do a design on the fly for what I think is gonna work out. I make a project for a different video for each project that I mention in the plan video. And then I put them on the Bargain Bead Box playlist that I have here on Thunderhorse Descendant. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe so you can find me again, because we will continue to put out these videos. I am wondering how it's going to work out with January, because I am in North Dakota. I assume my Bargain Bead Box will get sent to Minnesota, where I live. So we'll see what happens. But for now, we got 2 projects left. I want to try something in this one. Work smarter, not harder, right? Okay. So we'll try it. We'll see how it goes. Let's get down to the mat, get this party started. Alrighty, guys. Here we are on the bead mat. So I got everything laid out right here. If you've been following along, you know that I'm in North Dakota. I'm helping my grandparents, and quite honestly, we just got back from the doctor, and now I got to go to the barn. So I am in a little bit of a rush, not too terribly much, but I got to go do some chores. So, you know, Grandpa, he says, work smarter, not harder. So I thought, okay, let's try that. So my idea is that this is going to be a quick little project that you could do if you needed a quick little gift or something. So I'm just setting up my strand here. Now I am using 0.45 millimeter tiger tail, because that's what I have. The only soft flicks I have left, I think, is heavy gauge, and I don't need that. So I'm working with what I got here. So I'm ready to start stringing. Now this is what I thought. I'm going to use this as a focal, right? So let me get that ready. All I'm going to do is put a jump ring on there. So I'm going to use an oval jump ring. I feel a lot better about oval jump rings because of how they are made. So if you look right here, let's see if you can see me. Let me zoom in. If you look right here, if you're like, why always with the oval jump rings? Right here in the middle of the jump ring is where the weakest part of the jump ring is. It's cut right there. That's where you move it back and forth. So when they hang, the design of the jump ring is that the heavier weight is always going to be in this little bend part and on the other side as well, which means that you're never going to have the, well, I won't say never, but most likely you're not going to have weight ever on the weakest part of your jump ring. If you're using a round jump ring, that's going to spin. It's completely circular. So there is an option for it to, for the heavy parts of your design to fall into that weakest part of the link of the jump ring. With this, it is designed to not do that, which is why I always use them. But anyway, I love me an oval jump ring. Everybody knows that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to split these guys up a little bit here. I had just grabbed some of these to break up the crystals in this necklace. I have 4 snowflakes. I think at one point I had 6, but I got this one, so I'm just going to set this to the side. And then I did grab up this clasp. This is something I added from my stash because I am out of clasps. I've used all of the toggles they provided. So I did grab this up. So we got that ready to go. And I'm just going to put these over here. Okay, so now here's what I'm thinking. We're going to take these crystals. Let me zoom you out a minute. Now, instead of just taking them off of here and putting them in a big pile, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut by this knot right here. Hopefully not cut it. There we go. Okay, so they shouldn't come off the end. Okay, so what I'm going to do, because we said we were going to use this whole strand to put on this necklace. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to find a way for this to be comfortable for myself, which I think is this way. And then I'm just going to leave them on the strand, and I'm going to go ahead and just thread this one in. And I'm going to bring them down. Now, the idea here is that it's supposed to make it easier. If it's not easy for you, don't do this. You know? But if you think it's a little easier, then do it. It's my theory. So I'm just leaving them on this strand. Now what I can do, once I can get going pretty good on it here, I gotta get this in there and get this one going pretty well far in there. Okay, so you can kind of just go like this. Let me zoom you in. So now the other part is that we wanted to add some of these. So I'm gonna just put as many on as I think that I'm gonna need before we go to the other side. If you can get going like this in a pretty good like rhythm, then you're doing pretty good. So at this point, we have this many on, and I'm going to go ahead and add a snowflake. Okay. So I'm going to add a snowflake here, and then I'm going to make sure you guys can see me. I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5 spacers, 5 metal spacers. I'm going to add another snowflake. I'm going to add these 5 spacers. Okay. And then I'm going to take a look at this. I think, let me zoom you out so you can see. Okay, so this is what we have on the necklace. Now you can see we have this much beads left. Let me do it this way so you can see it. So really, I have about this much left that I could add to the, I could add half of this to the necklace, right? And I think I will do that. So I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So I'm going to take those off of there. I'm going to add these on. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Apparently I got 8 on there. Thought it was 9, but maybe it's 8. Okay, you get up there. There we go. So now this is where I am going to put my focal. So I'm just going to string my focal. I'm just going to string my focal on with that oval jump ring. Right in the middle there, I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 beads. 4. 8. I'm going to put those on. Okay. Okay, we're going to put on the spacers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a snowflake, 5 spacers again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a snowflake. Okay. Now we're just going to go ahead and string these beads on like we did before. And I'm going to string it on by putting my wire through there. Let me zoom in. Make sure you can see me. There we go. Okay, I'm going to put my beading wire through there. And I'm keeping the beads down here pretty tight from the string they're coming off of so that it makes it easier for me to go through all of them. And then I'm just pulling them down. I've got this wire too that's got to come out of there. And bring them down. Bring them down. Okay, and I'm going to pull this wire. I don't know if you can see this wire right here. I'm going to pull that out of all the beads. And now they're on there. Alrighty, now all we got to do is finish it up. So to finish it, I'm just going to finish it the same way I started. Add a crimp bead. Add a horseshoe. I'm going to go back through a couple of beads here just for safety. Okay, I'm going to zoom in. So once we got that all straightened out here, now you don't want this to be super tight. so that your beads can't move. I don't know how many times I have to say that. If you make your beads too tight, they're not going to have enough room to spin around. They're going to bump into each other and crack and break each other off because they're glass. So don't do that. So we got to just make sure that we get this tail cut so it's not sticking out. And now we are just double checking everything. Everything looks good. Gonna go ahead and put on the clasp with an oval jump ring. I'm actually gonna use 2. So I'm gonna put this oval jump ring on this side right here. You don't have to use 2, it's completely up to you, but I'm gonna use 2 simply because when I use this hook and eye clasp, when I use this hook and eye clasp, the hook sits this way. I don't know if you can see, right? Instead of sitting this way, it wants to sit this way. That's going to make my necklace spin. So what I'm going to do in order to, you know, kind of counteract that is I'm just going to use 2 jump rings, which is simply just going to give it a different little angle when it sits on the neck. It's not really doing anything for the function. It just, well, I guess it is. It's making this sit a little easier on the neck. So now when it sits there, it has the ability, just like when you use chain, you know, sometimes you can't use that first chain link because of the way it's sitting. It's the same difference. So now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to add my round one. Now you could do this a couple of different ways. You could like add a couple of round, maybe locking jump rings or whatever you want to do to give it length so that it can be adjustable. You could do that as well. Go ahead and bend that out just a smidge. And then I'm going to kind of just push it back with my finger. Yeah. Alrighty. And just like that, it is complete, and we are on our way to the barn to go do chores. So, there she is. I'm actually really happy with it. I've been wearing the all silver one that we made. I've been wearing that one a lot. These have been really cute, especially if you have a gift for somebody, just for like for winter, or, you know, even if you... Also, if you have some Frozen fans in your life, like maybe some little girls or, you know, maybe some not so little girls that are Frozen fans, you can always go with that. Super cute. Costumes, you know, like there's always all kinds of stuff. But I really think it's cute, simple, easy, quick. It is what it is. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, spectacular, amazing beading day, and I'm sending you all the beady vibes. Please don't forget to subscribe, to like, and to comment on this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.